Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be me creating and playing a board game to help me pick my September TBR. I am starting by making this board game. I decided to base my game off of like a Monopoly style board, which I've seen done, but I think it's a great board shape to get a lot of different options. And I think I'm gonna do spaces where you pick a card that has a book on it, spaces where you get prompts, and then some fun like chance spaces like in Monopoly. And yeah, I'm gonna put together this game. I've got a bunch of construction paper and markers, and I have printed out little small pictures of everything on my physical TBR, which is a bit ambitious, but I don't know, I think I may categorize this by genre. I'm gonna just workshop it as I go, and then I will see you guys when I'm ready to play the game to pick my TBR. I'm so excited. I haven't done a TBR video in a few months. I was definitely like mood reading and reading a bunch of fun summer books, but now I have a lot of books that I want to read, especially books that I have on my physical TBR that I want to read, and I think this will be a fun way to help me get to them. So I am going to time-lapse through me putting the board together. I'm excited to see how it turns out, and I'll talk to you guys when it's done. My board game the other night, so now it's time to play it and pick out my September TBR. I'm super excited, but before we do it, I want to show you the final product. Here is my Book-opoly. This is definitely very Monopoly based, but I'm so excited with how it turned out. I think it's so cute. So all the spaces are either a genre card, which means I will pick from my little deck of cards, which I'll show you in a second, or a chance or a star card. This one has prompts and this one has like things to do. And then we've got little corner spaces. We get a reroll, free pick, and then this one is jail. And what I decided for jail is I either get to choose the lowest rated book on my TBR or the book with the highest number of pages on my TBR. The way that I'll choose is I'll roll one die, and if it's odd, I'll do lowest rated book, and if it's even, I'll do highest number of pages. So maybe that will happen today, maybe it won't, we'll see. And then I've got my cards in here that I made. So I have my deck of chance cards, which you'll see what they are as I pick them. And then I've got my prompt cards. These are very similar to like my TBR jar prompts. And then I have all of these genre cards, and each card has a printed out picture of the book cover. So pink is like fiction, which includes lit fic and historical fiction. Blue is mystery, green is sci-fi and fantasy, and yellow is nonfiction. These cards are all just my physical TBR, so if I get a prompt and I want to choose a card that is on my general TBR, just not a book I own, I can do that. But if I pick these cards, they're gonna be from my physical TBR. I've got my little Monopoly piece I'm gonna be using. Put on the start, and then I'm gonna roll 2 die for this. For some reason, this die has like a hand shaking thing on it. I'm not really sure why, but if it lands on that, it's gonna count as a 1 because there isn't a 1 on this die. So, all right, let's play Book-opoly. I'm gonna go for 7 books. I'm really excited about this. So you know what? If I read them, I will. If I don't, I won't. Oh, also before I start, 2 books that I have to read this month that I'm not counting on my rolls, whatever, unless I pick this card, but are Good Omens. Reading this one for one of my book clubs. And then Big Time by Ben Winters. I'm reading this for my other book club, which isn't happening until the end of October, but I only have this book out of the library for another few weeks, so I will be reading it in September. Let's do our first roll. A 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got a sci-fi fantasy. I don't have that many sci-fi fantasy books, so my first book is going to be The Mountain and the Sea by Ray Naylor. I just bought this book because it has such a beautiful cover, so I'm very excited about this one. All right, we'll go through all the books at the end. Roll again. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, a prompt. Okay, all right, my first prompt. Mom picks. Okay, I'm gonna save this one till the end, and I'm going to call her and have her pick a book, but we'll do that then. Next roll. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, another sci-fi fantasy book. Okay. Just pick from the top here. The Shockwave Rider. Okay, my dad will be so excited about this one. He's been begging me to read this book for a long time, so it's on the TBR for this month. It's also on my top TBR for 2024, so I have to read it at some point. All right, roll number 4. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yay, another prompt. Okay, let's see. Book by a fave author. Okay, okay, I think I know what I'm gonna pick. For this prompt, I'm going to choose The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates, and I actually had this book out of the library for a few weeks, and I started it the other day, and one chapter in, I was like, I really need to have my own copy so I can underline in this book. I've read Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Only one book by him, but I thought it was really well written, and I'm very excited to read this one. I think it's gonna be heavy for sure, but like beautiful, beautiful writing. So that's my book number 4. How many did I say? 7? I want to pick more than, maybe I'll pick 8. No, that's too many. I can't have 10 books on my TBR. Okay. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, a chance card. Okay, let's shuffle through this deck. Swap out a book. Okay, I'm saving this card for the end in case there's a book that I pick that I don't want to read this month. So we'll use that one at the end, and then I will basically get a free pick. 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, another prompt. Okay, I'm so happy I'm getting the prompts, but also I have so many of these little cards that I want to be picking the cards too. All right, let's see what the prompt is. Elijah picks. This is just everybody else picking my TBR this month. Okay, we will get Elijah in at the end. I'm gonna roll one more time, and then I'm gonna call my mom and see if she'll pick a book for me. 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, another prompt card. Okay, book cover to match my outfit. Okay, let me pick through the options that I have. I'm wearing this green tank top, and I'm wearing these blue sweatpants right now, so go with like a green and blue vibe. All right, here are my 3 options. I went with more greens. First I have Mountains Beyond Mountains, which is a nonfiction book, memoir, I think. In the Lives of Puppets, one I also probably could have picked for a favorite author of mine, but maybe I'll pick it for this one. And then The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This is a library book, so I think I'm gonna go with The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This is a book that's like mystery set at a summer camp in Maine, so I want to read this like now, right at the end of summer. Okay, this is the one that I'm choosing. Let's call my mom. I wonder if she'll pick up. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, Bookopoly.
One of the TBR prompts that I picked out was for you to pick a book for me.
Oh my god, so I get to pick up.
Yeah.
Alright, sweetheart.
Love you lots. Talk to you soon.
You too.
Bye. The book that my mom picked is the #1 Ladies Detective Agency. She and I went through my whole bookshelf. She was telling me all the books on here that she's read that she's loved, which is actually quite a few of these. This was one of the ones she was deciding between, and I just opened it up and there's a little note in there from her from one of the times I moved in the last 3 years, because I have had this book for at least 3 years and have not read it. But I opened it and then she was like, okay, this has to be the one. So this is the book my mom chose. And then I'm gonna have Elijah come in here in a second, but I want to do my swap out a book. Okay, sorry to my dad, but I'm gonna swap this book out for a different book. I will get to this before the end of the year because it's on my top TBR and I'm like close to actually finishing all 24 of those books. So I'm gonna swap this book out. I'm gonna swap that book out for The Nightingale, which I've really been wanting to read for a while. I feel like now is the time of year to be reading this sort of historical fiction. This book is a lot bigger. I've got a lot of books on my TBR this month, but I really want to get to this one. So this is the book that I'm picking out instead of the Shockwave Rider. I will put the card for the Shockwave Rider back in the deck since I'm not reading it this month, so maybe I will pick it next month. Okay, let me go get Elijah. Please.
This one's about UVM.
Is there an audiobook? I think I would find both of those books interesting.
No, I wonder which one do I think I want you to read more. I guess you should read this one.
Okay. This is probably the third time this book has been on my TBR, but
well, now you have to read
now
it.
I have to read it. Why did you pick this one for me?
Because it's one of my favorite books of all time.
Just like. And look, guys, already checked out to me.
Okay.
Thank you. Elijah picked a nonfiction book for me, which I knew they would do. So glad I didn't pick any other nonfiction books for my TBR. I feel like one nonfiction book a month for me is good because sometimes they take me a little bit longer. So I realized that I rolled 7 times and picked 7 cards, but because I did the swap, I only technically picked 6 books, but because I have 2 other books for book club, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I feel like 8 is a good number for a TBR for the month. All right, let's go through all the books that I picked. The first one is The Mountain and the Sea by Ray Naylor. To be honest, this book got to be on my TBR because I loved the cover. I mean, like, please look at this. It's so perfect. And the sprayed edges are so cool. I'm still like a little unclear on what they are, but I think they look cool. It's a sci-fi book about a marine biologist. Would like to go into this one blind, but I'm very excited about this. Next book is Ta-Nehisi Coates' The Water Dancer. In the timeline of this book, I think he's a free man, but was born into slavery. I think that's it. But anyway, so far, the first chapter was beautiful, so I'm very excited to continue to read this. Next is Big Time. This is a book for my book club. I think this is like sci-fi. This little blurb says, "What if time could be taken from us? The minutes, the hours, the years of our lives extracted like organs taken for transplant. What would it mean for the world, and what would it do to the person from whom it's taken?" It says fast-paced thriller, but it's also like sci-fi. I'm actually very excited to read this one, so I think I'm gonna read this one soon since it's due back to the library. Another library book I have out is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, which is about a summer camp in Maine and somebody goes missing. That's all I know about it. Again, kind of want to go into this one blind since it's more like mystery, but one of my friends on Goodreads just read this and they rated it pretty highly, and I've heard really great things about this all summer, so I'm very excited for this one. Next book I have is Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, and this is my book club book for my other book club. Something about the armies of good and evil. The world's gonna end on Saturday. And this one doesn't really have chapters, it's just separated by day. So we're reading to Thursday for our first meeting. But yeah, this one is fun. I saved myself $7 by buying this like small copy, but the bigger copy is so much nicer and floppier. Next I have The #1 Ladies Detective Agency, about this woman from Africa who decides she wants to be a detective, and then she's starting her detective agency. This is a very long series of lots of different books, but like I can read this one and not read anymore if I don't want, but they're all apparently really fun. My mom picked this one for me and she said that my grandma also really loved it, so I think this will be a fun, quick read. Next I have Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria by Beverly Daniel Tatum. Seems like a book about racial identities in school, like elementary through high school. And I read another book earlier this year that Elijah picked out for me called Multiplication is for White People, which was similar themes about like education and race, and it was really interesting. I'm not like in that field of education at all, but really enjoyed reading about it, so I think I'm gonna enjoy this one. I've had this one multiple months TBR, so I will get to this one this month. And lastly, I have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, which is probably the book that I am most excited to read this month. I've just heard amazing things about this book and very excited to finally read a Kristen Hanna book and get into some of her other books afterwards, but ready to read some more historical fiction. This used to be like my favorite genre ever. So those are all of the books on my September TBR. Can't believe it's already September. I had a lot of fun playing this game. Excited to play it again next month. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. If you did, make sure you are subscribed. And leave me a comment down below what book you would really like to read this month. I will see you guys very soon. Bye, friends.